going on, Jeromes? Beautiful day for some Q&A. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions. It's fired up. Josh Stens, make 8 false starts. Make sense, Andy, please. Well, so McCarthy's taken full ownership of the situation. O'Connell's talked about it as well. And really what it was is, seems like they altered the cadence to sort of slow down the Ravens front, which, I don't know, did you really need to do it? But it also kind of feels like they didn't rep it a ton in practice. So that's why you saw, like, even veterans like Brandel, O'Neal, Darisaw getting false starts, and Jefferson had one. It's just a discombobulation and almost like a overthinking of the situation, right? Because you're never doing this on the road, right? On the road, you're simplifying things, maybe even going silent count. So just to do this, just to do it, and it just cost you so badly in a spot where it ended up being a one-score game, just all these drives, 5 yards here, 5 yards there. It's no bueno, man. Next, Todd Haysbrook. Why don't we run on 3rd and short? So this has been hashed and rehashed to death, but, I mean, you got one-on-one on Justin Jefferson on a bang 8 skinny post downfield against Marlon freaking Humphrey, right? And you're taking that shot every single time because you feel good about going for it on 4th and 1 if you don't get it, right? So I'm taking that chance every single time. It's like 2nd and 1. It's a very clear take your shot downfield situation, whereas you can certainly make up for it if you don't get it, right? But take a chance when you got a chance, right? And didn't work out. And as O'Connell talked about, like, it's the one time in 100 where Jefferson falls down, Humphrey gets an easy pick. It's probably it. And most of the time that's money. And also, that was a good ball downfield by J.J. McCarthy. So sort of is what it is. That completely changes the complexion of the game. And there's a lot of criticism of McCarthy that's rightful. This one, nah. Next, David Knotts. I thought the offensive line was supposed to be great. They are meaty ogre at best. They actually performed pretty good. I know Jackson gave up 5 pressures, but as a whole, they only gave up 1 sack. McCarthy and Jordan Mason were dinged for the 5 sacks against the Lions. But overall, like, these guys, there's no position group that's more important and dependent on chemistry and communication than offensive line. And these guys just getting reps together. Darisaw, Jackson, Brandel's been pretty solid at center. Potentially getting Ryan Kelly back this week. Fries and O'Neal. Like, it's a gelling process, and it'll get better every single week. And it just comes down to a dedication, like, hey, let's run the damn football. Right? Because when you're just dropping back and slinging it all over the place, that's really easy for the defense to pin their ears back and get after things as well. So it comes down to O'Connell. Like, hey, all the slip service you talk about running the game, run the damn football. Do it. Next up, number 4, KC Co-Videography. How do the Bengals scheme Chase open as well as the Seahawks with JSN? But for Jettas, it seems like every pass caught is so hard this year with JJ throwing. Well, a lot of you see Chase downfield, and a lot of it is one-on-one coverage where Joe Flacco just says F it, right? Because you got T. Higgins on the other side, and Chase is great and he does get doubled, but Justin Jefferson gets doubled every single time, right? And with Jackson Smith and Jigba, so JSN working out of the slot quite a bit, motioning, getting favorable matchups, and he and Darnold are on the same page, right? But with Jefferson, it almost seems like they get away from at times where they just sort of accept that, all right, Jefferson's getting doubled and bracketed, sometimes even tripled, and we're just going to go elsewhere, all right? But, I mean, there's lots of spots, too, where O'Connell was with Cooper Kupp and the Rams when Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown 2021, and there's so many ways to scheme open a receiver that is going to be covered, right? So getting Jefferson in the slot more, putting him in motion, putting him in the backfield, getting him non-traditional matchups, it's huge. It's really key. And I don't think that a Randy ratio is needed, but 1-8 should be seeing the ball more and in more efficient high percentage spots as well. Lastly, our free Are professional leagues going to regret getting to bed with the gambling side? Once the mega payouts wear off, there can't be any way that much money doesn't get a few takers that can alter the sport. As of now, the leagues support the activity for non-employees, but we've seen what monetary temptations have done in other avenues and professions. So, yeah, look at the NBA betting scandals. Major League Baseball just had a betting scandal this week where a couple grand and you're tipping off pitches. That's what you're doing. You're making millions, and you do it for a couple grand, right? And I feel like there's a blatant hypocrisy when it comes to, players cannot bet, players cannot wager, presented by DraftKings, right? And also, I don't like that ESPN. So, again, this is not me being like puritanical and stuff because, obviously, I partake in a jelly bean or two from time to time, but also I don't want it shotgun blasted right in your face on ESPN. ESPN bet, their whole thing with Penn, now going to DraftKings. But at a certain point, yes, I feel like sports leagues will. There's going to be a fatigue of sports betting, right? Because I feel it. Now, obviously narcissistic, but I feel like there's a lot of opinions like me where we're the casual sports bettor, but when everything is sponsored by sports gambling, then you get jaded a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, the books would greatly benefit if this game went one side or the other, and then all of a sudden the officiating, all of a sudden players getting their own bets down, all of a sudden you question if this is a legitimate outcome. And I know it's sort of tongue-in-cheek joke that, this is rigged, it's rigged, it's rigged. But the more money that gets involved and the more money that gets involved depending on the outcomes, then you got to wonder, right? And also, it's not an infinite pool where I feel like there's only a certain dollar amount that people spend sports betting, entertainment. And eventually, that pool could get dried out, especially when they don't take money from serious bettors. Like if you win a couple weeks in a row, your account gets banned, right? Straight up. That's one of the things they don't tell you. They don't like it when you win, right? They love it when you lose, but also, especially the way that some of these lines are just terrible, and a dime hole is more than that. It's like also the fact that they're marketing parlays so hard and payouts on parlays are ridiculously stupid, but this could be a whole another rant for another day. But I feel like there will be an inflection point where there's a massive oversaturation and there's no separation between sports betting and the sport itself, and that's where it's going to be a problem. Anyways, that's it. Q&A for this beautiful day. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.